Strategic neutrality in the study's operations and findings, although it's initiated by the Commerce Commission, it's facilitated by professors from the University of Illinois. At the end of the 18 months, a final report will be generated providing a range of recommendations to empower customers, communities, drive economic development, optimize the electric utility industry so that there's a 21st century regulatory model that supports innovation in Illinois.
The possibilities for rapid change are emerging. I think we can all agree that 5 years ago, we probably wouldn't have thought about buildings being a flexible resource to help stabilize the distribution network. What we're talking about today, however, is just that. FIJA, as Sadzi mentioned, set a really amazing precedent for energy efficiency goals. I think we've heard that a couple times throughout this morning. That target shouldn't be discounted as we talk about grid modernization and building modernization. These things are complementary. The world we're thinking of now is using buildings for grid services. In particular, there's generation costs that can be offset, and then there's delivery costs that can be offset if you're effectively managing your load on the distribution scale.
You know, in the existing building stock, you're going to have systems that can't necessarily do what we want them to do, like all this data collection for continuous monitoring. That's a challenge for older control systems.
I am in charge of operating partner services. Harrison Street itself does not operate any properties, we just invest in them, but I work with our operators to ensure that they are performing as best as they possibly can. And the other half of what I do is I'm the co-chair of our sustainability initiative. When you're starting a project or you're doing some sort of an initiative, you should be thinking about how are you defining success? How are you defining it, and then how are you measuring it?
So our corporate client is McKesson. If you're not familiar with McKesson, they're a large pharmaceutical and medical equipment distribution company. Risk is a really big deal on the distribution side of our network. So we have very critical operations, especially on our pharma side of the house. We need to minimize downtime. We need to make sure that everything is monitored.
Illinois is actually a national leader in grid modernization. There was a recent survey done, I think last year, and Illinois was ranked second out of all 50 states in terms of grid modernization.